Hi guys. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. I know it's early morning here in Australia, 8 a.m. I think it's 9 o'clock in the UK, and it's somewhere in the middle of the day for America. So it's kind of a good time for everybody, but welcome, welcome. I know, yeah, I could see the Aussie hustler here. She said it's early for us. It is a little bit early for Australia, but it's hard to try and juggle a few different countries and find a time that's going to suit everyone. Good morning, guys. Gee whiz, it's been a while since I've done a live stream. I'm almost a little bit nervous. Let me say hello to a few people while there's some people coming in and starting to join us. Also, if my camera, I'm still trying to work out this camera. If it goes a little bit, I think it changes the focus a little bit as I move. So if you've got any problems hearing me or seeing me, make sure you let me know in the comments. If you've got any questions for me, make sure you put question if the chat starts to go too fast for me, because I'm renowned for not being very good for keeping up with it. Hello, Flat Earth Subgenius Society. What a name. Hello, Duncan. How you going? Hey, Dave, Kath, Renee from Michigan. Aussie Hustler, who have we got here? Kiwi Girl, Mark Tyler. Great to catch a live. You're from the UK. Yeah, I know. So it's just such a juggle with all the different time zones, trying to make a live stream that's going to fit everybody's time, because like I'm in Australia, but 80% of my audience is not Australian. So it's really hard. Like if I was to stream here at nighttime for me or late afternoon, everybody else would be in bed. So I've got to kind of stream early in the morning to get all the different time zones. Dave's my camera guru. He's going to try and talk me through it later. Clearly it's not good enough. Mel, Coca-Cola early morning is pick me up. No, I've got my water. No Coke. I'm going to try and get off the Coca-Cola next year. I've been drinking so much of it this year. Next year is the year of the health, I think, for me. I need to lose a few kilos. I need to eat better, meal prep, get off the Coca-Cola, get off as many coffees as I'm on. Ondine Irving, hello from Chicago, 3 o'clock. Hi, Ian. How you going? Reveler, hello. Phil Higginson, Christopher Grant, hello. Liquidation King. I'm seeing a few new names here than I used to get in my my live streams. I haven't done one for a while. Glitterbug, Puppy Dog Diary, Tom P, Cool for Cash, Sensible Treasures, Marilyn. Okay. Welcome, everybody. What a year. Wow. What a year. It's, can you believe it's the end of 2021? I can't say it's been it's been a strange year. I wouldn't say it's been my best year in terms of reselling. I've been a little bit up and down on a roller coaster, but there's been a few things that have gone on in my life this year that I think has kind of altered my mindset some of the time through the year. I've had to struggle a little bit mentally with different things over the year and moving house, and it just felt like every quarter this year there was something. So I kind of feel like I haven't maybe had as much time to focus on some of the business side that I would have liked, like growing the business. I feel like it's just kind of, I don't know. My eBay actual sales, I think this year have been a little bit stagnant, and next year I'd really like to pull those up. My sales have been consistent, but I haven't really had a chance to grow them. And I think it's just that I've had constantly something going on in my personal life, which has just made it hard to juggle growing the eBay side of it as well as growing the YouTube side of it, and then dealing with life. It's hard. It's really, really hard. So next year, but I think I'm hoping everything calms down, with the pandemic, although who knows what's going to happen at the moment. I'm just kind of hoping now that I've moved into my shed, things are a little bit more settled. I know how much room I've got here. I'm really hoping that, next year I can ramp up my eBay side of it again. So I don't know about you guys. How do you feel like you've gone in 2021? Has like the pandemic altered things for you? I feel like there's been quite a lot of glitches on eBay. There's been a lot of people who have complained about slow periods. I think mine has stayed fairly consistent. I just don't think I've really been able to put the time into it to grow it how I really wanted to early on in the year. I kind of expected in January, if you'd asked me where my eBay sales were, I would have expected them to be higher than they are at the moment. But I don't think it's that they haven't, I don't think it's that so much they've dropped. It's just that they've plateaued a little bit. They've plateaued. And the plateauness, I think, often comes from just the time. It's the time that I've got to put into it. The time, I almost feel like sometimes I almost feel like I'm part-time eBay with how I'm trying to juggle it between family life, YouTube life, eBay life. And sometimes that's hard. And it feels like there's a little bit of a kick in the gut because I'm wanting to be this full-time and make this kind of really like bump up the sales, but I'm juggling a million things all at once. So I don't know about you guys, how you're feeling. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Laurel. Old school picker. Lloydie, Tat Doctor. Disgruntled octopus. I met the disgruntled octopus the other day. He's a local to me, and yeah, he's quite secretive about his identity. But I met him in the shop the other day, so even though he didn't tell me it was him, he spoke a few words to me but didn't actually say hi. But next time, I know what you look like now. We'll have to do a thrift run together. Hey Brum, how you going? Susan. G'day Dave. Debbie, everyone's in here occasion. Okay, 2021, my first full year on eBay part-time, but hit 2 library book sales in the last 2 months, and at 50 cents a book, I'm hoping for some good return. You know, Kathy, can't do that wrong of 50 cents a book. Like when you're getting the books for 50 cents, there will be some that are hit and miss. There'll be some that, you know, might take longer to sell, or some just are not, they're just too slow. They're just not great sellers. But I think for 50 cents a book, it'll even out and you will make some really good profit off those, because when you can buy for 50 cents or less on a book, that's where you're going to make your money. It's when you start paying up $3, $4 for a book, you have to be much more choosy. But yeah, 2 library book sales, that'd be exciting. I haven't done like a full library book sale. I've definitely bought library books, but I normally get them at other places. I haven't gone to a specific library sale. So that would be cool. I would like to do that. But hey Sam, how you going? Oh, okay. It's this time of year. Okay. You want to buy my Funko Pops. I don't even know if you know what Funko Pops I've got. I don't know if they're very good ones. I'm not really the Funko Pop collector, but I have bought a few along the way. So, okay. Can you remind me on Instagram? Can you send me another message saying Funko Pops? Hey, Melissa. Hey, Tay, how you going? Prison to Profit. This is a channel that's gone this year. You have skyrocketed, Dante. You have done really well. I've been following your journey, and yeah, you've been smashing out YouTube content. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you put out so much content. Last week I put out the content for 5 days in a row, and that was kind of to challenge me, because one of my biggest downfalls with my videos is I'm constantly overthinking. Like, it takes me so long to make these videos. I'm overthinking constantly what I'm saying, or if it's a topic that you guys want to hear about. And it's just really, it's hard for me. So I thought, okay, I'll do these 5 days of videos and see if I can push myself out of my comfort zone. And I'll just have to kind of video what's going on in the day every day, rather than be constantly trying to think of all these topics, which can be quite stressful, trying to think of topics that haven't already been done. So I pushed myself last week and I really enjoyed it. Like, it was hard. I wouldn't want to do daily videos every single day, because there was a couple of nights I was up really late, like 2 a.m. still editing. And then I was back filming the next morning at 9 a.m. So there was definitely, I definitely wouldn't want to do full-time videos, but I really liked doing those kind of videos about just what was happening every single day without trying to constantly be overthinking the actual topic. So that was really good. And I'm going to aim for 3 videos a week next year, every second day. So wish me luck. Hello from Wales. Thank you. Yep. Yeah. If you've got any questions, make sure you put them in. But yeah, I don't know. What is oh here, Glitterbug. First full year, nothing to compare, but a great year of learning. Yeah, and sometimes it does take a long, like in the reselling business, you're almost forever learning. And if you're not forever learning, then you're not going to forever grow. You need to be like, I'm learning all the time after primarily selling books for the last 2 years and then getting this hoarder's haul that was just full of all this weird stuff. Like it's opened my eyes up again. And before I was selling books full time, I was kind of selling books, clothes, and shoes. And I only did the odd kind of other thing. I mainly just stuck to my shoes, my clothes, and my book. And then I went into the books full time. So to get this hoarder's haul of all these like vintage things and these collectible items and this glassware, I have never done anything like that before. So I'm really out of my comfort zone. I'm really learning so much, and it's actually made things really quite interesting for me. And I'm finding when I'm going out to the shops now, I'm looking at all the really different little strange things. I've just got my eyes more open, like I can go to the book section of a charity shop, scan it within a couple of minutes, and I can be out of there really fast. But I find I'm going into these charity shops and I'm walking around now for an hour looking at every little nook and cranny of the store, trying to find all the, little hidden gems that are out there. So it's kind of made it really fun. It's made it really interesting. I'm picking up new things all the time. I'm going to learn from them. Some of them I'll probably make a mistake on, but I think the other day I bought the I thought it was the drum. What's it called here? When I bought this the other day, and I thought it was like the meditation drum, and then somebody told me it was a dinner gong. And I just felt so silly. I was like, oh my goodness, it's a dinner gong. And I'm calling it some meditation drum. So there you go. I was kind of like, I spent 15 to 20 minutes in the charity shop researching drums, and it's not even a drum. So it looks a bit like one, but it's not one. So anyway, there you go. Constantly learning. So yeah, if your first full year, as long as you've had fun, you're enjoying it, try new things, and learn along the way, you're going to love it. First time getting to come live with you. I love your tips and videos. Thank you so much. I have fun making them. I try not to be too serious. Do you know what I mean? I try not to be wooden or anything. I try and keep it light, have a bit of fun, and share my tips along the way. So I really appreciate the feedback. Thank you. Where are we? Tom. Question. Do you find that when you schedule listings, the brand new listings always do better than the self-similars of old listings? Hope that makes sense. Do you find that when you schedule listings, the brand new listings always do better than the self-similars? I mean, when you put a new listing up and it's fresh and it's something that hasn't sold before, I think that always has a pretty, like quite often you will sell things that are only new. Like I put things up and in a week, they're sold. And, those kind of items are my favorite because I love a quick flip. I understand that with some of my books here, a lot of them are quite rare and unique, and they're not the type of books for everyone. So I do understand that in my store, I have a mixture of long tail items and quick flips, but I'll always prefer a quick flip. I don't like having things on my shelf for ages. I do think a brand new listing is kind of fresh, and maybe those things sell well because some people have alerts also set onto their phone for certain items. So as soon as it gets listed, they get an alert. I know that I've got an alert on my eBay, and because I'm collecting number plates with my lucky number. Every single time one gets listed, that notification pops up straight away for me to click on, and quite often I've bought those things instantly as soon as I've got that notification. So I don't know how many people use the notifications like that on eBay, but there could be people, and that's why we see a lot of these new listings get sold faster. Plus, they're just pushed to the top because of the algorithm. I do the sell similar, and I end them and I sell similar. I often rejuggle the title a little bit, make sure all the item specifics are filled in. And sometimes, once I've had an item that's listed for ages, sell similar, and it will definitely it'll sell. And I'm always like, oh, there you go. It must have just have gone stale into the algorithm. So I would say yes, a brand new listing would do better than a sell similar, just because the sell similar, it's already been listed for ages and maybe there isn't as much interest in that item. And as soon as you put a brand new listing up, you don't really know how much interest is going to be on that item, do you? Because it's brand new. So you don't really know how sought after or not it is. Hey, Night's Life. I learn every day no reseller should claim they know. No. And, I've sold books for 2 years full time now, and I am still learning with every single book I pick up. There is millions and millions of books. I can't possibly know them all. I'm familiar with the ones that I've sold before or sold fast or ones that have sold slow for me. I'm familiar with genres now and what to kind of look out for, but I'm still learning with every single haul or collection that I pick up every single time. It's crazy. Yeah. Good morning, Mel. Hope you're getting well and ready for Christmas. Your PA is here. Oh, JR, I was in a live stream the other day and JR was just plugging my channel. Like, no, he was just like, oh, Mel said this in this video. Mel said this. I was like, you can come and be my manager. Thrift Flip Life. I'm focusing on the weird stuff now. The weird stuff sells. Well, I have got so much weird stuff here to list, and I haven't got it all listed. I've started listing it, but I have just got so much from this hoarder's haul, and my table here is full. The corner is full. I just bought more weird stuff the other day. So yeah, I've definitely got a lot to list. I think I'm going to slow it down. Today I'm going to do my last post for Christmas, and then I'm going to probably post. So I'm going to put it into time away, but I'll open it back up on Boxing Day, which I've got 2 days shipping. So if I stop my time away on Boxing Day, then I won't have to post till the 28th. So I might run a Boxing Day sale, and then I'll do a post run on the 28th. And then I'm going to put the store back into time away until the 2nd of January. So I think, though, even though I'm going to be home, I'm like not going anywhere this year. We're staying here for New Year's and Christmas and everything. I probably think maybe between the 28th and the 31st, I might try and get a heavy day in of just listing, because I've just got so much here. I feel like I need a catch-up day. Last week, because I was so busy making all the videos, I didn't get much time to catch up on all my listings. So I was really lucky they had them all scheduled out, because that really helped me while I was trying to film. But yeah, I think I need another solid day or two just to catch up on some of this listing. And with the books, I'm so much faster. With all this weird stuff, I have to do so much research because I don't know what half of it is. So it's really it's taking me a lot longer now to price comp things. However, a lot of those things are also worth a bit more money. So I reckon once I start getting these into my store, I'm going to see my ASP rise. I think my ASP is sitting about $28 at the moment. So I think I'll see that rise once I start putting in all these weird things. Oh, you're watching my other video. Yeah, you'll have to go back and keep watching. That's quite a long video. Oh, no, that was not the long one. Nope, that one's not the long one. But yeah, make sure you go back and watch it. But nice to see you here. Hi, Mel. Merry Christmas. Love watching your content. You're always so happy. Well, most of the time. Some days I'm not, if you ask my husband. He'd probably be like, no, she's not always happy. Sometimes she's cranky. Hey, Wayno. How you going? Where are we? Okay. That's why all the people in the street of Canberra came running to the op shop that day. Because Mel was in there. I didn't see. I thought maybe that day, because it was the grand opening of a brand new store, I thought there might be a few more locals that might like recognize me, but nobody recognizes me. So we only live in a really small state, so maybe there's just not that many resellers in Canberra, or if they are, they're just not saying hello to me. Because obviously I don't know who they are. I need people to come up to me, and if they recognize me, to say hello. But yeah. Hello, Mel from UK. I've really enjoyed your videos. Love following all your antics, and you're a breath of fresh air. You've had me in stitches. I'm a bit crazy sometimes, aren't I? You should see some of the cuts that don't make it in to my videos. They're a little bit crazy. Hey, Bills and Moon. Love watching your journey. Thank you. I think it's certainly been a journey. I can't say that I've been the most stable reseller, have I? I'm definitely one of these ones that goes up and down. The other day I was even thinking, I wonder if I've got like adult ADD or something. I wonder if I need some kind of testing. Hello and Merry Christmas. Thank you. Hi, Mel. How are you? I am very well. Thanks for joining me. Hey, Captain Op Shop Nerd. I've been selling online, new and old, mainly odd RA, and I'm learning constantly, tweaking the knowledge and building on it. I think this is why a lot of resellers love it. There's constant internal growth. Yeah, this is it, isn't it? Because there's so many sides to eBay that can be a little bit boring. Like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that is a little bit like Groundhog Day. There's the photographing, the listing, the shipping. Although I love shipping, there are some aspects of eBay that can be like Groundhog Day. So I think when you start mixing it up with what you're selling, it definitely keeps things from going stale. You're constantly learning new things. I don't think I could be one of those stores that just sells the same kind of wholesale stuff all the time, where you're just replenishing stock. I feel like that would be really boring. I think it would be great to have some of that in my store as a supplement. But I don't think I could be one of those stores that's just selling the same old stuff every single time. So yeah, I think there's always something to learn here, and that does keep it interesting. Keeps our brains busy as well, don't you think? Like, it's so important to keep learning, especially as we get older and we get more forgetful, like me. Hey, Philly. Yep, I'm awake. How you going? How you going, Paul? I was going to message you actually yesterday, Paul. I'll do it after this. Don't forget the external growth through. Yep. Are you talking about the external growth on the weight? The COVID weight? That's going soon, Toby, if that's what you're talking about. Okay, what would you say your shed saturation point, meaning how full do you think you can get it before you have to stop buying, modifying what you're buying? I think I've still got at the back room, there's still quite a lot of shelves that are only like half to 3/4 full. I've also got stuff in boxes that are being stored on the bottom shelf. So if I really need to pull those out, I can, and then I'll open up like another 10 shelves down the bottom there. I think tub-wise, I might run, I don't know, all this collectible stuff, that's going to be a bit more of a juggle for me, because some of it will go into tubs, but some of it's really precious, and I feel like it almost needs to sit on the shelves here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have to rearrange probably this first shelf here, where I've got DVDs and plush toys, and it's kind of a bit of a random mix. That shelf might have to all become stuff for this hoarders haul, all these kind of antique-y stuff. So what am I? I think I'm sitting at around, I'm just under 2,000 listings, I think, from memory. I can't remember. Maybe it's not I'm not putting enough stock in. I'm not doing enough listings. Like I've only been doing 15 a day this month, which isn't really, with what I'm selling, it doesn't really grow it a lot. So maybe I'm still sitting around that 1,800. I reckon I can definitely get back up to 3,000 in this shed. Plus, I do have the storage shed if I need to store excess, but I don't want to. I want to downsize from that storage shed. But I'm thinking about 3,000. So before I moved into this shed, I was sitting around the 3,000, 3,500 listings, and my sales were really, really good then. I was happy with what my sales were. When I moved in here, I ended a lot of listings. I culled the store a lot from stuff that was old, and I took it down to around that 1,700. I haven't really grown it that much, to be honest. I've just kind of maintained it at that level and a bit more. So maybe I dropped it even to 1,500 when we moved here. But definitely I saw the most sales when I sat around that 3,000. So I'd been at 3,500, I'd been at 2,500 there for quite a while, but it just seemed 3,000 was a really good level for my store in terms of how many sales I was getting every single day. So I think I'd like to get back around that 3,000, which I don't think it would be too hard. I would just need like a few really heavy days of listing, or actually instead of going to bed at 9 o'clock at night, like an old granny, I could probably sit up and do like a few late nights. Would really help me. But I don't know. I'm getting older now. I'm kind of like, no, I'm ready for bed at 9:30. So who are you boxing on Boxing Day? A kangaroo. I keep meaning I might, on one of my days off, there's a park that's not far from me, and every time you go to that specific park, there's a heap of kangaroos, really big ones. And I keep thinking I'll need to go over there and put it on my Instagram, all these big kangaroos. I might even be able to find one that actually is boxing. So we'll see how we go. Hey Derek, how you going? Now Derek has done Derek opened my eyes up to a new way of listing last year, and I think I might talk about it a little bit more next year. But Derek's from the UK, and I've noticed that you've got a very calm sense about you, Derek. You seem to have a really good work home balance or something. And I know that you list very consistently Monday to Friday. I know you do electronics and they're high end, and your average sale price is, I don't know, I think it's almost like $70 UK, 70 pounds, which is like $140 or so. I don't know, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure your ASP is high and you list like 15 odd items every single day. But Derek actually, on the weekends, instead of listing new items, he sells similar. So he does his 15 or something new listings Monday to Friday. And then for Saturday and Sunday, he ends 30 listings and schedules them out for 15 on the Saturday and 15 on the Sunday. So then he's actually able to enjoy his break. His store is remaining consistent all the time, with the same amount of listings roughly going in every single day, around that 10 to 15, I gather. And he just seems to be really quite pumping out the sales and really good high ASP. So you definitely know what to source there, Derek. But yeah, your way of life always quite fascinates me, because I just find you very calming, because you're like, I'm very fast, a bit like scattery. You're very calm, and it's quite relaxing for me to listen to. It's almost like ASMR or something. Hey Blamo, I am having a great week. Actually, this week I've been focusing on Christmas shopping, because last week I didn't get to do anything. I've still got a lot of shopping to do, so for my kids and stuff. So yeah, after today's live, I'm heading back to the shops to get some more done. Loving the new eBay shed. How's that been working out for you? It looks like you're far happier. Yeah, I'm definitely way happier in this shed. The difference is, when I was at the storage units, like when I was filming my videos, I really had to work around noise. So as soon as somebody else would come up to the storage units, and even though rarely they would come into my actual corridor, they would still come up the lift and go to the other corridors, and those were being utilized a lot. or downstairs, there was a lot of tradesmen that actually had storage units underneath me. There was a plumber, there was somebody who did glass panels, there was a cleaning business, and they would come in all the time. And sometimes they would leave their car radios on while they were putting stuff in and out of their cars. They'd have really loud radios on. The cleaners used to bring small children with them, and they would run around the driveway screaming. And you just would hear the cars. Some of the tradies, you'd hear them on their phones. So I was constantly pausing when I was filming in there. I constantly had to work around the noise. So I was either trying to go really fast between the blocks of noise, and other days I'd go in there, get ready to film, and there would just be people doing like a really big move in, and it was just too noisy, the elevator going up and down, and I just couldn't do it. So I think coming into my own shed, I've been able to be myself a lot more, because I'm not working around anybody else. I'm not having to go, oh, I have to go fast, I have to get this out, I have to talk, I have to work around this person. Like in here, it's quiet. I can't hear the neighbors if they're outside. My family's inside the house, so they know if I'm filming. They know not to come and play the basketball outside the shed, because that's a little bit annoying. But other than that, I think it's really made it so much more relaxing to me, and it's just made me be able to show more of myself, I think. And yeah, I think it's really important to be authentic online and, show your personality into your videos, because there's so many resellers here on YouTube now. You've got to, not only do you have to, offer some value and offer some tips, but you've kind of got to offer a little bit of entertainment as well. But you've got those two extremes. You've got, channels that are almost just solely there now for entertainment. You've got channels there that are solely there for tutorials and business. And then I'm kind of trying to be somewhere there in between. I'm still trying to work out where I fit in this kind of reselling community, and when I'm trying to explain my channel, I want to get a new channel banner, and I've been trying to think of the text that I need to put on a few words that just kind of explains me if somebody's finding me for the new time. And I don't even know how to explain. I'm like crazy woman. Crazy woman who sings, or I don't know. Do you find that putting your store in time away mode, the algorithm is affected, and does your traffic slow down? So Marilyn, back in May, I had a real meltdown. I was burnt out. I had moved house. I had been through a lot of personal stuff early in the year, and by May, I was exhausted. I just was exhausted, and I ended up not listing for 3 months. And for 3 months, I kept putting my store in time away over and over and over. And I didn't really see any, I was still getting heaps of sales by using the time away method. I don't think it hurt the algorithm at all. I think it kept my store going when I was burnt out really badly and I didn't want to list for that period of time. Using the time away, running a 30% off sale, my store stayed active. And in that 3-month period where I didn't list, I still did 1,000 sales in those 3 months. Sorry. So 1,000 sales and no listing. And that was just because I was, still shipping out and I was still running the 30% sales. So I was still being active in that way on my store. I just wasn't actively listing. I did do some sell similars in bulk every now and then, but I don't think it does. I'm going to put my store in time away today, just for a few days. I'll put it because it comes on you've got your 2 day. I do 2 days shipping and handling. So if I turn my store on time away today, what's today, the 22nd? And then I just do it for 4 days to the 26th. And then that will mean I don't have to post till the 28th. So that will give me a nice little decent break, and I'll still be able to get those sales through. So no, I don't think it really hurts the algorithm. From my experience, I'm still getting plenty of sales when I use the time away method. When we move to England in 2022, I'll need to find a new strategy. So I'm thinking for going for weird stuff. Wow, Melissa, I didn't know you were moving to England. Okay, Whereabouts in England are you moving to? Because I got a pretty strong UK community here, and I'm pretty active in the UK community. I've got some great friends over there. So, yeah, let me know where you are, and I'll try and tell you which resellers that might be in your area that you might be able to catch up with. How cool. I really want to go and visit the UK. I really want to go over there, and I've just made such wonderful friends over there. I just can't wait to go over there one day and meet it. Thanks for all the fun content and the channel and loves. Thank you for watching. Honestly, thank you guys. If I didn't have you guys watching it, I wouldn't be making it. So thank you. Hey, Dwayne. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thank you so much. Dwayne, you've been around for a long time. I appreciate all your support of my channel. Hello from America. I've just started selling books and I love it. Your videos are so informative. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I'm loving when I'm getting like the Australian reselling community is very, very small. And I'll probably say there's about 5, 6 of us who are really trying to have a good go at YouTube. And so it's like when you think of America and even UK, but America the most, you know, they've got thousands of reselling channels, and to think that there's not that many of us here in Australia, I actually love it when I can reach out and meet you know, that my videos are reaching that broader audience to America and UK and everywhere else. I'm getting them from Spain and everywhere, and obviously I love my Aussies, but it's really nice to see my American base growing, because it means that YouTube is trying to get me out there a little bit. You're banging your drum. When Mel fills the shed to the overflowing capacity, she'll just get her husband to add a little extension. But shh, don't tell him. I know. I've got so many jobs for him. No, the next room that he's building is my son's bedroom. That is starting as soon as we can. But I might be able to build a little bit. I'm hoping that we can build a little bit of extra storage in there. We're going to build this big room, but we're going to add like a corridor that's going to be lined with some shelving units, which hopefully will then make me be able to get rid of all my storage unit. Are you still using a list service? So I'm presuming here what you mean is the virtual assistant to help me do my listing. No, I'm not. So I stopped using her back in May, I think it was. And yeah, there's a few reasons. I've contemplated going back to using the virtual assistant for next year because I have such a backlog of books from the Hoarders Hall. I've still got like so many boxes and boxes of books. So I have contemplated whether or not I get like spend a couple of days, get a lot photographed, and then try and get some help with the virtual assistant again. I wouldn't mind doing a video on the virtual assistant. I don't know if anybody would be interested in that, but the virtual assistant, there's pros and cons. Like, I wouldn't say that you do save time, but they're also more time consuming getting everything to them. You need to check a lot of the things they're doing. I found as when I stopped using her and I was doing like end and sell similar, and I was refreshing listings, redoing the item specifics when they came up, when eBay changed them all and everything, I did notice that there was quite a few errors in the listings. So I probably wasn't checking on her often enough, but to check on them all the time, it's not that I wasn't checking at all, but I wasn't specifically going through and checking every single listing. And I think that's where, you know, sometimes if you're not checking these listings, there's errors and there's mistakes, and all that kind of thing plays into the timing of it all. So yeah, I'm not using it, but I'm definitely still, I haven't ruled it out again, I would say, for using for 2022. I think it's there's a few reasons that might impact it, and I can't really talk about those yet. A little bit of a but I feel like there's somebody that's going to push me a lot next year. I'm going to have somebody there that's pushing me next year and keeping me accountable, and this person might want me using the virtual assistant again. We'll see. Are you becoming one of the octopus's minions in his quest for world domination? No, he's becoming one of my minions, and he's going to get in this shed and photograph for me. Hey, Craig. Um, Everybody will know you soon enough. 2022 is going to be huge for you. Yeah, I've definitely got some things on the cards. I've had an opportunity that's arisen for me, which is massive, absolutely massive, which I'm not going to talk about because I don't know if it's my thing to talk about or somebody else's, but yeah, super keen, super keen. We we need a back from burnout bloopers channel. Mate, that would be quite funny, wouldn't it? A bloopers channel. Maybe I could just do like a video every 3 months of the bloopers. Although those kind of videos don't go very well for me. In terms of, not that I've done a bloopers one, but those kind of non-eBay kind of videos don't go as well for me. Every time I throw the occasional one up, they don't seem to be wanted. But maybe a little bloopers channel that's full of all these little shorts, that would be quite funny. Where are we? Hi, Mel, sending holiday wishes to you and yours from the States. Thank you, John. I really appreciate that. Hi, Mel from Sheila. Nice to catch you live. Merry Christmas to you and your family. It's freezing in the UK. They were gritting the words today. I don't know what gritting the roads. I don't know what gritting the roads mean. Does that mean they're doing something to make them not slippery from the snow? That would be how I interpret that. I've never heard that saying. We don't get snow here. We don't really get snow here. The snowfields are a couple of hours from me. Hello from Kansas. I love your videos. Hello, Kansas. Was it you that somebody wrote on it might have been you, somebody wrote a comment on my channel the other day from Kansas, and I was like, oh, reminds me of the Wizard of Oz with Dorothy going to Canvas. Yeah, better start talking to the hubby to start on your warehouse. You know, I would love a warehouse, but I'm like, I'd have to really, to go to that level, I'd really need all those staff members. And once upon a time, I used to think that's what I wanted. I used to think that I wanted staff helping me and working for me. And now, I don't know. I don't know. I think after mid-year this year, when I was like, kind of like had such a big crash and burnout, I was like, maybe that's not what I want. Maybe I more want this little bit of a more low-key, slower life. I don't know. I chop and I change. I go from wanting it all and I want to be this massive business to then going, nah, I want this real slow life. And then I start going to the slow life and I'm like, nah, I need to go faster. I need to hustle. I can't escape the hustle culture. I like it too much. I like the hustle. Where are we? I love doing the end and sell similar in bulk, and I always get sales from it too. Yeah, I normally when I do it, I normally do about 20 for the first one just to make sure there's no glitches or anything, because I always worry when I'm bulk ending like 200 listings. What if there was some kind of glitch? So every time I do end listing, I normally do like about 25, like one page of them. And then if it all goes smoothly, then I'll do like another 200 or something. I haven't done any bulk ending and sell similar this month. So I'm probably due to do like a little bit of a refresh. I've literally just had all those listings that I scheduled out at the beginning of December, 15 a day. That's all I've managed to get done this December. Like, December's just been crazy. I knew it would be. I had end of year things with school, Christmas functions, videos. I knew I would be busy. So I was so glad I scheduled them out. But I really liked the scheduling. I think I might continue with it for all of January. I think before the beginning of January, I think I might try and get all of January scheduled out. I'll see if I can do it. And yeah, I always get sales. When you do an end and sell similar in bulk, I'll notice that I always get sales as well. I definitely think it does boost you up in that algorithm. Do you feel that 10 or 15 listings per day is a sweet spot? No, not for me. It's not for me. 15 listings a day is keeping my store, is maintaining my store, I would say. I don't know, and also because I sell a mixture of items, like I do have low-end items in my store. So if I was to put 15 items in my store that are all low-end, that's not great. I truly believe that you should be putting in the dollar value rather, like, so say you want to earn $250 in sales a day, I think you should be trying to put in $250 worth of listings at least in that day, and on a continuous kind of basis. So if I was only putting in 10 books and they were $15 books, that's only $150. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like, and that's not even profit. That's not even profit. So for me, I don't know. I mean, definitely sales were great when I was doing 50 a day, but 50 a day was hard work. But I think more for me, I'd like to aim around 30 a day. 30 a day would be good. 15 a day just kind of maintains it for me. It doesn't really, it's consistent. My sales are pretty consistent, but they're not quite on 15 a day. I won't grow on 15 a day. Oh no, Toby. Perfect. I'm just trying to catch up here because the chat keeps jumping on me. Thanks, Mel. I've got stuff scheduled for all the days off of the holidays. Items going live every day, and it seems to work for me. Yep, that's awesome, Derek. Yep. And that's what I did this month. Like, I knew I was going to be busy. So I scheduled out those listings for 3 weeks in advance because I'd heard Carla do that over in UK. UK people seem to have the balance. So I'd scheduled out all my listings, and that has saved me this month. My sales have been consistent every day this month. I haven't done any like no sale days, like consistent. I'm not having record days, but my sales are definitely consistent. And I feel like that's because I've got that constant stream of those items going into my store. So yeah, definitely, I think definitely when you're away, if you can schedule those listings and on the weekends, because I don't really want to work every weekend or weekend. It's hard when business is at your home to not just come out here when you're doing nothing at home, or there's, it's all, we go through hours in the day on the weekend where it's a little bit boring, where we think, oh, we'll just go out and do some work. But then we get stuck in the shed for like hours and hours. So I don't know. I think it must be like, I think you've got a good balance there with not stressing yourself to list every single weekend, and that you end and sell similar. So your store's still got the same amount of listings going in on the weekend as it was on the weekdays, except you're only personally putting those brand new items into your store Monday, Friday. I think it's quite good. It's an interesting method. I really like hearing about different people's ways of finding the balance and how they list and what their methods are, because everybody does it different. And it's great to list every single day, but some days life happens and you just don't get it done. So, it's really good to have that backup, whether or not they're scheduled listings or they're in the actual draft bank, so that you can just come in here. I think that's something that I didn't do enough of early in the year. I didn't have that draft bank. And I think going forward for next year, that's something I'm really, really going to change. Hello, Melissa. I thrifted some books today. Yay. I hope you got some good ones. Did you get bundles, individuals? What did you get? That's so cool. Time away is different to holiday. No, time away is the same thing now. It used to be called holiday mode and time away. Now it's just the one thing, and it's called time away. So sorry if I called it holiday mode. I'm not sure what I called it. Yeah, time away is just time away, but you can keep your sales going during time away. You just got to check the little button that says I still want to accept sales during this time, and your sales will keep coming in while you're on time away. The buyers just get a little note that says that you're away and out of the office for a few days. I made 5 sales on Christmas Day last year. How good is that? Isn't that great? I mean, because that is one day you don't want to be working. Dave's not turning on time away. He's just changing his dispatch time. That seems to be a lot of people do that. I've never actually just changed my dispatch time. I feel like the time away is kind of the same thing in some ways. I guess, but in the time away, your buyer gets a memo that kind of says you're away and this is the new dispatch time. Whereas when you change the dispatch, you got to hope they notice that you might take longer to post. Mel, I followed you for so long. I love watching your vlogs last week. So refreshing. Have a great Christmas. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Like, yeah, I'm so grateful for the year that's been. Where are we? Melissa, we are moving to St. Ives, Cambridgeshire, 2.5 hours north of London. I'm excited for sure, and to be close to my husband's family will be great. Are you staying there long term, Melissa, or just going for like a year, or you moving there for good? That's going to be. Have you ever been to UK? Because UK will be so different to America, I reckon. Sales took a dive as soon as the last post was done a few days back. I don't mind though, as I'm doing the slowdown prior to Christmas, and we'll back on it in New Year. Yeah, that's how I kind of feel at the moment. Like, I'm kind of okay now if my sales die off until the new year, because I know that I'm going to get ready to, ramp it back up. The thing with me is I always get to December, I always get quite exhausted. I feel like it's just an exhausting time of year. And come Christmas Day, I'm always exhausted. As soon as the presents are all done, it's like, I can breathe. So then it's kind of like a nice day break. Then you got New Year's, which is still another celebration. But I reckon by about 4th of January, every single year, I am motivated. I'm ready to start working hard. I've got my goals set. I've always set my goals by then. And I'm always so motivated and come out of the year like with a good start, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm always motivated to come back, whereas December, I'm like, I just want the year to be over. So I don't even care if the sales slow down. I just want it to be over. I don't know, something about starting a new year and starting a clean slate and having that fresh year. Like, you feel like everything that you did wrong in the year before, you've got that opportunity to change. I don't know. Self-reflection is so important, guys. I think it's so important to make sure before the new year, you all sit down and spend some time reflecting on the year that was. What did you do good? Make sure you celebrate your wins as well. It's really important to celebrate the wins, so you're not just focusing on all the negatives or anything. Celebrate the wins. What did you do great at? What did you learn? And then really look at the things like, what weren't you great at? Like, did you source too much? Did you not list enough? Do you need to fix your inventory system, your organization? What are you going to change to make your business run smoother the following year? And I think self-reflection is just so important. So everyone, make sure somewhere after Christmas and between New Year's, you all sit down with your pen and paper and go somewhere quiet. I like to go to a coffee shop where I can just zone out. I put the AirPods in sometimes, and I just really sit down there with that notepad and paper and brain dump everything out and make some new goals and stuff. So I'll definitely be doing that, just after Christmas. I can't wait. I saw an American channel talking about how one of the guys was a small channel and he had 10K subs and I have 400. Everybody has to start somewhere. Wayno, we all only had 400 to start with. Like, I've only got 10K, and I feel like I'm a small channel in comparison. But to some of these other guys, they're just absolutely killing it. But 400, next it'll be 500, and soon you'll be hitting your 1,000. So just keep consistent with it, and it'll keep growing. Those numbers will keep growing. There you go. Merry Christmas, Merity. Thanks, Merity. Thanks, Merity. You've been really active in my channel comments and everything this year, and I really appreciate it. Merity's another bookseller here in Australia, and she's killing it. So it's good. I think we've got quite similar stores, Merity and I. Where are we? Hello, Megan. Megan has been, oh my goodness, this girl this year has been so amazing to me. She has kept me accountable when I've been down. She's picked me up when I've been down, and every day she just motivates me and pushes me. So Megan, thank you. To Aussie thrifters, hey Brad and Jazz, how you going? We got a few Aussies in here today. It's nice. Wayno, Brad and Jazz, Captain Op Shop, Aussie Hustler, Megan. Megan's outsourcing. I don't know if you need to be sourcing, Megan. I know you like it. Thank you, Fat Furby. I haven't seen that name. Another great Aussie reseller channel. Keep it up, Mel. Keep the great tips. It's helped me start my eBay journey. That I love that. I love it when somebody says your channel helped me start an eBay journey, because you never know what could come from that, do you? Like I feel like that's such a compliment. Like if you go, your channel helped me start my journey, like that's such a compliment. Thank you. Where are we? Everyone's saying hello. Hi Mel, fellow Aussie here. I used to sell books on eBay years ago and I love your informative videos. It's great to see how you sell and what is sellable. Thank you, Kathy. Thanks so much, Kathy. That's awesome. Yeah, I think books are a really underrated niche on eBay. Like they're such an underrated niche. Like you can, I think individual books are a little bit harder to sell in UK, but there is still money to be made in books on UK. They do have a lot more competition with their world of wide world of books, or whatever this shop's called. And America, but I have done the comps in America, and you guys have got some great book sales over there going as well. And I often think that a lot of people think that books are only for Amazon, and I don't think so. I think there's like a way bigger market for books out there than people give it credit for. And I think there's a lot of people seem to think that books are only all about low-end books, and they're not. That yes, there is low-end books, and if you do volume books, you have a mixture of them in your store between low end and high end. And some days, you know what, you just sell all the low end and that can kind of suck, but it all averages out. You know, I'm pretty happy that, you know, I'm a bread and butter store and my average sales price is sitting at about $28. I feel pretty good about that. Obviously I'd like to get it up a bit, maybe up to around that $35, but you know, to do that, I'll have to add a lot more bundles in, and you know, probably less individual books and more bundles. But yeah, I'm really glad that you're finding them, even though you've already sold books before. I'm really glad that you're finding my videos informative, because I do try and share some tips. Where are we? 153 in the chat. Thank you. That's heaps. Thanks guys for joining me. I so appreciate it. Melissa's saying here again about her trip. Oh, I'll be great to be near my husband's family. He's been here for the last 10 years. And so, yeah, that's just so cool. I can't wait to hear about you moving to UK. Like, I can't wait to see that, Melissa. See you later, Toby. Thanks for joining us. Derek, agree. You need to at least list the amount of value profit you want every day consistently to earn that amount consistently. Yes, and I think this is where people fall into this, don't they, Derek? People think that, oh, I only have to list 10 things a day. But if the value of those 10 things a day is not to the value of the sales that you want to make every day, it's not going to happen. You need to, if you want to earn $500 in sales every single day, you need to be listing $500 worth of listings every single day. Now, that could be made up of 10 listings, or it could take you 50 listings if you're more of a bread and butter store like me. You have to list more to get those sales if you're a bread and butter store. So I really, really agree with you. And somebody else who really agrees on that is and follows that method is Daily Refinement. So if you guys aren't following Daily Refinement, make sure you do. He talks about all the business side of eBay. Like, he's amazing with all the analytics and the business side of it. And I'll actually be streaming over on Daily Refinement's channel this week, a couple of days, on my Christmas Eve on Saturday. So for Americans, it'll be Friday about 2:00, and Aussies about 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Not Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. I'll be over on his channel having a little bit of a chat. But he's also one of those people that's very, Daily Refinement really talks about how you've got to list consistently every day, but he also talks about listing the value of stuff that you want to make. The sales value needs to match the listing value. Very important. I think a lot of people don't realize that. They're just so busy trying to get their number up for the day. They think, oh, I've got to list I've got a daily goal to list 10 things, and they're not really thinking about what those 10 things are. They're just trying to meet that listing goal, but that won't actually benefit you in the long run. That won't actually benefit you in the long run in terms of how much money you want to make. So always try and make sure you're listing the value of things that you want. What is your end goal for how many sales you want every day, and really try and list that amount. Brick House Salvage Antiques. Steve, hi Mel. We just opened another brick and mortar store. It's way too much to do with little to no help. It took a long time from listing. Took a lot of time from listing. Yeah, I can just imagine. I just think anytime you move into that warehouse or anything, you can't do it solo. You can't do it solo. Although somebody who is absolutely killing it solo is one of my friends, Philly Flipper, Paul. Oh my God, that guy does it solo. He's got a warehouse. I know what his sales are. They are huge. He's pumping out the orders every single day, but I swear he's in that warehouse some 2-3 o'clock in the morning, like working solidly listing. So he's definitely putting in the hard yards, but he's absolutely killing it as someone doing it solo. But yeah, I don't know if you're still in here, Paul, but I think there's going to be a time where Paul's going to get a little bit burnt out, and he might need to either, start going to bed a little bit earlier or get somebody in there to give him a bit of a hand. But yeah, definitely hard work doing it solo. Where are we? There are we. I'm seeing Bum Crack. Hi. I like seeing your name in my chat. Yep. I have just found out that if I sit down quarterly and adjust my goals and intentions, I wander a lot, so I need to stay on track. Yeah, I think that's the same as me, Dwayne. I might definitely have one of those brains that like goes off on little tangents. I can be like multitasking, but then I'll find something else that is much more interesting to me, and I end up hyper focusing. So then I'm hyper focused on whatever it is, and everything else I forget about. Like I wouldn't, like it's gone. I'm really good when I'm hyper focused, but sometimes being hyper focused isn't always good because you get distracted and then you don't get your other stuff that still needs doing. So I definitely think doing quarterly as well. Yeah, definitely doing quarterly, but definitely everyone should do it before the new year. Do that reflection and work it out. And your goals can change a lot, don't you think? Because as life happens, things change. And like you might want to change one quarter. Like where I was at the beginning of the year is a different spot to where I am at the end of the year. But then going forward to the new year, I still kind of want to be up where I wanted to go in the first place. I don't know. I'm stuck between that wanting to be in that hustle culture and then want to be not in the hustle culture. And I think it's not that I don't want to be in the hustle culture. I think my body doesn't cope well with the hustle culture. So I like that hustle culture. I like that way of doing business, but my body doesn't always like it. And sometimes you got to learn to listen to your body, don't you? Hey, Zia. What did I call you? Zia. Z. Hey, how you going? Nice to see all these old names in here. We got somebody here from Adelaide who's a newbie. Hello, welcome. Where are we? If you've got any questions and I'm missing them, please put it down because I'm trying to scroll. Hey, Mel, I think your videos are fantastic. So down to earth and inspiring. Thank you so much. Yeah, I try to just have a little bit of fun. Books are very similar to DVDs. Yeah, DVDs have surprised me this year. I got a lot of DVDs in the Hoarders Hall, and I've sold a few DVDs in the past, but I wouldn't say I was, great at them or knew exactly what to look for. Oh my goodness. I have sold some DVDs that have surprised me so much. Definitely R-rated DVDs they sell so fast. They sell so fast. So I'll definitely be looking out for more R-rated movies. And R-rated movie meaning not just like naughty movies. I mean like horror, gory kind of those kind of R-rated movies. They have just sold. They were just selling so fast for me, and I couldn't believe how much money I was making for them. These weren't like $8 DVDs. These were selling for like 20, 30, $30. Yeah. There you go, Brum. Yeah, Brum's a record seller, a vinyl seller, and he's the same. Majority are low end. Yeah, it's really hard when the good thing about low end items is they're just in such an abundance. You can find them everywhere. Do you know what I mean? I can find books anywhere I go. There's books in every single charity shop. Some shops are more expensive than others, but there's still books everywhere I go. People are giving away books. I've got friends. Some days I come home and there's bags of books on my doorstep. Friends have just, I've got some books. I'll drop them on your doorstep, and they just literally leave them. People just want to clear out the books. And, I think there's some real benefits to doing those low end items and, selling the low end. There's lots of, there's postage benefits for me because I'm selling so much more in my shop. I'm getting postage discounts, which just help overall with everything. But yeah, I think sometimes with the low end stuff, you've got to remember that you do sometimes have to list double the amount of stuff. But you're also paying out a lot less for items. Like I get my stock for so cheap, like my stock is, 50 cents, $1 an item, sometimes less, all that hoarder stuff probably was at the maximum 5 cents each, so you get that stuff for really good. Whereas the stuff that you often have to list for higher, you often have to pay higher up to get those items. Like those Akubra hats that I bought the other day, I had to pay up $25 a hat to be able to get my $80 to $100 sale. Whereas realistically, I can get a book and, or 10 books and put them into a bundle and sell them for the same money, but it's only cost me like $2 for stock instead of like 25. So yeah, there's definitely pros and cons. Definitely pros and cons about bread and butter low end, but I do love the fact that they're so easy and I never have to worry about stock. Like I would be stressed if I was looking for high end items in the state that I live in, because I don't find enough of it. I can look and look and look around those shops, and I just do not find enough high end items that I feel like I'd be able to maintain a store just doing high end items. Where are we? Hello. I love Daily Refinements Talks with Tech and Spook. They have been helpful. Chris is awesome. He's been awesome to me. And yeah, can't wait to talk to him this weekend. Kate, late to the party, evening all, happy holidays. Been loving your vlogs. Thanks so much. I really appreciate the feedback. I've been getting some. Last week, one of the things I struggled with the most with doing the vlogs is I couldn't keep up with all the comments. I was getting so many comments on the videos, especially the one about the hoarders haul, where everybody was commenting and telling me what the items were on that I was pulling out because I had no clue. Everybody was so helpful, and I just physically I haven't had. Like I've been answering as many comments. As soon as I get a spare second, I'm on the phone answering the comments that keep coming, but I'm not getting to the bottom of them. I really need to get a few hours where I can just come out here and answer comments. So I apologize if anybody is in here and I haven't answered your comments, because I do really try and answer all the comments on my videos. But last week, vlogging every single day, I physically could not answer every single comment, and that made me feel bad. Brad, hey Mel, I was the one who bought over 3,000 Mills and Boons books here in the USA. I've sold almost 900 of them in bundles. Sold 4 bundles to one buyer just yesterday. Keeping you updated. Thanks to you. Brad, that just is freaking awesome. So Brad had sent me a message saying that he had bought Mills and Boon because I had showed that I was selling Mills and Boon, and this haul came up with 3,000 of them. And credit to you for taking a gamble on 3,000 and taking on board 3,000 Meals and Boon because it's a lot of books. It's a lot of books to sort through and work out into bundles. But yeah, Meals and Boon, they're underrated, don't you reckon? Like the romance novels sell so well for me. They really do sell well for me. So especially the historical ones, they're awesome. John, I had a book £100 sale 2 weeks ago. But it's true, Australia doesn't have large media buyers, so has The Edge. Yeah, £100. That's like 200 Australian dollars. That's huge. What type of book was that? Was it like a first edition or what was it? Really, really old and rare? That's a huge for an individual book sale. Really, really good. But yeah, we don't have those media buyers to compete with. We are very lucky. I often get people say, I would never get that much money for the books. But yeah, I mean, there's people paying for it. If you've got the book that they want, especially if it's first edition, if it's out of print, if you've got the whole series, like it's crazy what some of them can sell for. They literally blow my mind. I sold one set the other week. It was The Wheel of Time. So I had 10 books in the series. I sold it for $125 and sold it the same day that it listed it. Now, I'd bought each of those books for 50 cents. I'd paid $5, $125, like sold the same day. I was spewing that I didn't put a bit more money on it because they're just about to release The Wheel of Time on Netflix. So I think that's probably a perfect time to be selling it. Hi, Anna. Hope you're all looking forward to Christmas. I am looking forward to Christmas, but I'm also looking forward to Christmas to be done. I just find it such a stressful time of year. Like I think like for a mum, I don't know, like not just for a mum, but like I have to buy the majority of all the presents, and it's hard work thinking of presents for all those people. Hey Mel, how do you get the smell out of old dusty books that are worth a lot, or do you pass on those? No, do you know that a lot of people like the smell of old dusty books? Some really like book collectors, especially if it's an old rare book, they actually love that smell. No, I don't try and get the smell out, but I will say in my back room there, where it's kind of a little bit more closed in, down on the bottom shelves and in the corner of the room, I have bowls of vinegar constantly going in my room. Sometimes you might see them in the videos and think, what's that bowl of water down there? Is it for the dog or something? But no, my animals do not come in this room. But no, I do. I have scattered little bowls of vinegar everywhere, and the vinegar helps to absorb smells. So I do have like on my shelf down there with all my Meals and Boon that I recently bought. I bought a big haul of Meals and Boon and they were smelly. And I just because those ones were kind of extra smelly, I made a note of it in the description that there was a odor to the books, a dusty kind of odor. I can't remember the exact words I used. But yeah, I definitely have an extra little bowl of vinegar down near those books. So I try to keep it, it's not that they're hidden, but I do try to place them where I'm not going to knock them, because obviously I don't want to, spill any liquid onto any of the books. But so I've got them stashed in all the little corners down there. Vinegar. It's really good. It just helps to absorb the smell. Hey, Wendy, looking forward to receiving the book I bought from you. You bought a book from me? Which one did you buy, Wendy? Tell me which book you bought. Have I already posted it, or is it one that's going in today's post? DVD, and also, Wendy, thank you. Thank you so much for buying a book from me. I hope it's all right. Don't leave me negative. DVD stock is cheap and it's quick to list. It might be lower ASP, but you can list multiple DVDs at the same time and you can list things from other categories. Yeah, that's how I feel about books. They're quick to photograph, quick to list. There's so many positives about those kind of things. Jenna, that's my sister, everyone. She doesn't even resell. Hey, beautiful Jenna. Have to head off. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a safe holiday period and see you in the new year. See you, Braden. I don't know if it's Brad and Jazz or just Brad, but see you later, guys. And thanks for everything this year. You guys know it. We talk a lot behind the scenes and stuff, and appreciate the help that you've given me this year, guys. Don't the Mills and Boone all have the same script? It starts when she sinks in his arms and ends up with her arms in his sick. Pretty much. I mean, you can always be guaranteed of the happy ending. Literally. Yeah, no, they're just a good feel-good book, aren't they? The Mills and Boone. Like, they're they're not too raunchy, but they're just raunchy enough to, for all different people. So yeah. I sold a Welsh language first edition Philosopher's Stone for £70 a couple of months, GSP to America. Wow, that's awesome. Philosopher's Stone, £70. That's like 140 Australian dollars. Awesome. Yeah, Wheel of Time, great series. Everybody be on the lookout for Wheel of Times. That is a bolo. It doesn't even matter what the condition is. That is a bolo for you. Hello from Poland. Thank you. Oh, Poland, did you see my video? My last video? Go and look at it. I found a painting from a Polish artist. Maybe you can help me on it. Wheel of Time, we are watching it and love it. I'm not surprised they sold for so much. Oh, okay. I didn't even realize it was actually already out on Netflix. I knew it was coming. I saw it advertised when it was coming because I was like, yes, I just found that books at the thrift shop. Literally listed them, sold instantly. And they were like in really poor condition as well. They were worn, tatty, yellow. They were horrible looking books. I couldn't believe it. $125 for 10 of them. Hi, Darlene. Merry Christmas to you too. I sold 2 rare PlayStation games development kits, GSP to Australia, the other day. Wow. So one thing I want to do next year is start the international post because I've never really done it. I always just felt like, well, I'm such a bread and butter store. I was always like, who wants my bread and butter everyday authors? But now that I've been doing this hoarders haul, I've got a lot of collectible books and there's still so much to list. So I think I just need to get that on the to-do list and really make sure that next year I start listing some of these books or maybe just put my whole store onto international worldwide shipping because, yeah, it would be interesting to see. Actually, it would be interesting to see starting from the 1st of January, if I turned on international shipping and ran it for the whole year, it would be really interesting to look back on that at the end of next year, considering the last few years I've never done international shipping. It would be really interesting to see what percentage of my sales come from switching over to international shipping. That could be interesting. I might get that happening before the 1st so I can give it a whole year of testing. There you go. Mills and Boone cleverly cover a story from a female's perspective. Yeah, they are. They're well written. I enjoy them. They're an easy read. I enjoy them. Hello, rummaging around, Trainer King. Everyone's saying hello to my sister. John Brum. Oh, no, not John. First edition, first press mail, very happy. A lot of competition in the UK, but if you know what to look for, you can do well. Yeah, I really do feel like I do know booksellers in the UK and they're successful. And I think it's just, yes, you have to look a little bit harder in the UK and maybe can't sell as much of the bread and butter stuff. But if you are sourcing those older, more rare vintage books, still bundles of books still sell well over in UK. There's still plenty of money to be made over in UK doing books. Attracting birds to the Australian gardens was the book mail. I think that's going in today's. There's a bird book I think going in today's post. So if that's yours, Wendy, I'll leave you a little note. If it's already gone out, I can't leave you a note. But if it's the one that's going in today's post, I'll write you a little note. Thank you. Even Money Mental has jumped on the book bandwagon. I love it. I love. There was a group in one of the. I helped moderate one of the American Facebook groups that's Hairy Tornadoes. If you follow Hairy Tornado, he's got a Facebook group, and I helped to admin that group. And there was really good post in there the other day about books and more people starting, to experiment more with books. And it's really nice to see. How awesome is my sister joining my chat? Hello from Germany. Germany. So cool. I just love it. I've got a really lovely follower from Spain as well, and she messages me and she sent me something. Actually, I got a Christmas card the other day from a guy named Trent. I haven't seen him in here unless he runs under a different name. But Trent, if you're in this chat, thank you so much for your Christmas card. That was so cool. See, Mel, ignore my first message. I don't think I saw it. Please tell me again. Where are we? I don't do reselling myself, but I enjoy watching the videos and keep considering doing it. Oh, Dave, you just got to start. It's like addictive, but it is really, really addictive. But yeah, just you don't have to sell on a big mainstream. Even if you sell a little bit on Facebook Marketplace to get started or something, so just so you get comfortable with it, that's pretty cool. Just start with things that you get for like so cheap or for free, so that every little bit of profit is exciting. I'm a recent subscriber. Thanks for your recent videos on bundling the lower valued books by the author genre. Was wondering, do you sell books with heavy foxing along the spine that are otherwise good? Yes. People will still buy books with foxing. Just make sure you mark those books as acceptable. I always mark my books. There is a video, if you go right back, on how to grade your books and stuff, and I talk about it a little bit in that video about how I always choose the acceptable or the good, just because people have different opinions on what a condition is like. So I always try to undergrade my conditions to make sure I don't get any bad feedback. But anything with foxing, just automatically, that's just marked as acceptable. And I always make sure, like when I'm taking my photos of a book, for instance, I will take a photo of every single side so they can see all that sides of the foxing. And if there was to be, for example, like some heavy foxing on the first couple of pages, which there often is, I would probably just take a photo of that as well. But that they can see from the photos. Just put in your little item description, see photos for condition, and then take the photos of them. And if you can show some little bits of a close-up and you've got it marked as acceptable, you'll be fine. And people will buy them. And if you don't know what foxing is, guys, I do have a video on what is foxing, which is basically, foxing is all the little yellow spots. This one doesn't have it, but this one maybe. This isn't a really good example either, but foxing is all the little like yellow or brown spots that you see on some books. And foxing quite often comes from the humidity and stuff that books are kept in, or how they're stored, how old they are, and different things like that. But even new books can get foxing. Like, it's not just for old books. You'll see it more often on old books because they're obviously older and they've been stored in so many different ways. But new books can have a lot of foxing. I know when I traveled from here, where I am in Australia, down low in Canberra, and I traveled up where it's hotter to Queensland, I couldn't believe how many of the books, they had so much more foxing on their books, and it all comes down to the humidity and stuff of where those books are being kept. There you go. Where are we? £1,200 though, so a nice sale. I think I missed that. Did you get a £1,200 sale? That would be crazy. I'm planning off taking international for my lower priced items. It's not worth the risk of sending a $12 DVD overseas with shipping. Yeah, that's how I've always kind of felt, Wayne. Like, I've always felt like I've sold such bread and butter items. What is the point of selling them internationally? But I definitely think that there are certain books at the moment that are coming from this haul. And even like some of the weird stuff, the antique kind of stuff, I think some of that could definitely be shipped overseas. So I think I definitely have to start adding it to those. Merry Christmas from Cleveland, Ohio. I want to say y'all. Are you from the y'all? I'm so happy y'all here. Where are we? Um, I'm just seeing if there's any more questions. There you go. Foxing is actually like a living organism that feeds on the paper like old stamps, books, and stuff. Yeah, yeah. But it doesn't hinder a sale. I've sold books with really, really bad foxing. People still buy them. I think that's the one thing I love about books, because when you get your clothing and stuff, you can't sell clothes that are in poor condition. That they're tatty and holes and stuff like that. But with books, you can literally sell them in the worst condition and they still sell. And they still sell for really good money. Yeah. A better book on foxes would sell well with foxing. Our sales this year were on eBay were really awesome this year. Hope your sales were good. From Terry and Julie at 216 Basement Flats. Yeah, flips. My sales were good. I wouldn't say they were my best. I don't think I had my best year of sales, but I think I had a lot going on, and I'm willing to take it as what it is. But my sales were definitely consistent, and yeah, I'm pretty keen to boost them back up a little bit in the new year. I sometimes sandpaper the edges of my books and pop them in a press for a couple of days. I don't do that. You must be yeah, that's yeah. I was gonna say you must be like a better bookseller than me or something. Because I don't do that. But yeah, interesting, sandpaper. Okay. What do you like? Does that what do you use the sandpaper exactly for? Just to neaten them up, or does it help with I wouldn't have thought that would help with any foxing or anything. So what do you actually use the sandpaper for? I just love you. Thank you, Michelle. We do a fair bit of international in the collectibles. We would remove considerable sales if we didn't. So just getting the postage right, time and dollars in is imperative. Yeah, I think I need to just go in and have a little bit of a talk with my postage lady and just work out the best way to do this, because it's out of my it's one of those things, when it's out of your comfort zone and then you procrastinate on it. That's what I'm doing. Hey Mel, when you first started your store, do you recall how many listings you had before you started to make sales? Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. You've got this. Okay, to get sales, you just got to keep constantly listing. You've got to be listing items that people also actually want. But if you mean just before getting any listings in general, I can't exactly remember. I was selling brand new Nike shoes when I first started reselling. I was buying them RA from the factory outlets, and I was trying to get into the sneaker business. So for several months, I literally only sold Nike shoes, brand new Nike shoes in the box. And I did deal with quite a lot of scammers and in that stage, because I was selling, higher end items and people trying to tell me the shoes were fake and stuff, but I had all the receipts and everything. So I was fine. But I can't remember how long it took me to get an actual sale. I don't think it was very long. I don't think I had a huge amount in my store at that time, because I was selling brand new items that were all worth over $100 each. So my stock levels were much lower, but my sales were really quite high. And that was just because I was selling higher end items. But I think you need to I honestly believe, like, to get those consistent daily sales, you need to get up around that 1,000 listings. Some people won't agree with me on that. And I do know a lot of stores that have much less sales numbers than that. But I think it depends what you sell. It really does depend on what you sell. Like if you're selling things that are collectible and really sought after, you won't need 1,000 items in your store to be constantly bringing in daily sales. But I think to bring in that real consistent daily sales, maybe not 1,000, maybe 500, but you need a chunk. Like don't just have like 50 items in your store, 80 items, 100 items. when you're new and think that you're going to get those daily sales. You really have to list higher and get it up higher. Yeah, 1,000 might be a little bit high now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe 500, but yeah. And I do know stores that have only got like a few hundred in them, and they're still getting like pretty regular sales. But definitely just keep listing. I think once you get over that 1,000 listings, you'll start to notice the jump. I schedule my listings so they end at 7:30 UK, which is around 6:30 a.m. Oz time. So my auction sales happen as soon as I wake up in the morning, and 70% of my buyers are over in the UK. Wow. I know that, Duncan, you sell quite unusual items. From memory, I'm pretty sure you sell like old letters and stuff, don't you? Like historical letters and things like that. I have sold a lot of books about Buddhism overseas, especially to the USA. Yeah, wow. Okay, that's interesting. I just sold a big bundle of Buddhism books the other day. There you go. I sell old mail from the 1800s. Sometimes the one with the foxing sells higher. Interesting, hey? I've never heard of foxing, but now I know what the spotty stuff is on my Harry Potter books. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the official name for it is foxing. So, yeah, that's it. It's not a bad thing. It's just, it's part of it. As part of doing books, you'll find the foxing. When I schedule, I set for 9:05 a.m. and this means that when they come to an end of their cycle, I can end them just before and sell similar at the start of all my working days. Oh, that's interesting, Tat. So Derek, do you schedule, I know you schedule out your listings. Do you schedule, say you did 15 listings, do you schedule them all to go at 9:05, every single one of those 15 all at once? Or do you spread them out? Because I've been spreading mine out at like every half an hour throughout the day, like 7 till 4 o'clock or something. So, but it's a little bit it's a little bit of a pain, to be honest. Keep going back and going, oh, did I do the 11:30, 12? Did I get them all right? Like, or are you just literally choosing that one time and sending them all live at exactly the same time? I'd be interested to hear that. Hi, Mel, do you send a packing slip with stickers or anything like that? Nope, nothing. I just literally put the book in. I used to do thank you cards, and then honestly, I just ran out of them and I never got around to ordering anymore. I would like to get some thank you cards made again, especially because I've got every now and then I'll get one like with a little message, and I can tell it's somebody who watches me. So for those ones, I would like to put in like a little like handwritten thank you note or something. So if I had a card, I could write something on the back of it. It's not very often for me I get like viewer sales, I guess, because one, I don't sell internationally. 2, and 80% of my audience is international. And yeah, I don't have my store or anything linked. So I don't really get like, I'm not on YouTube to get the viewer sales, but if any do come through and there's a little memo, like Wendy there, she just told me that she's bought a book from me. So if I know that, I would like to put a little note in there. So probably something I might even organize before the new year, get some new thank yous going. Depends on what you sell. I only need less than 300 items for daily sales. There are thousands of collectors that buy old stamps from the 1800s. Yeah, I think it does depend what you sell. I think if you've got that real bread and butter store, you need to have the higher numbers, definitely, to be getting those consistent sales, because you're competing against everything with the masses of people. If you've got a bread and butter store, you compete with the masses. When you're selling things like you are from the 1800s old letters, you have a much smaller base of people that you're competing with, and you've probably got a strong return clientele because it's such a unique it's just such a unique niche to be in. So yeah, definitely I think it depends what you're selling. But if you're just selling bread and butter, clothes and shoes, and not shoes, clothes or books or anything, you definitely need to get your store numbers up a little bit higher to keep getting those consistent daily sales. I think to get consistent sales, 1,000 or more is good. You're always going to be selling then, ideally, a mixture of genres and prices. Yeah, I think 1,000 is a good thing to aim for. Like, really just work your way up to that 1,000. Sometimes I hear people in the Facebook groups and they're complaining they're not getting a daily sale. And then you're kind of like, how many listings do you have? And they're like 80. And you're like, well, That's why. You need to have more. Like, and it can be time consuming in the beginning because you're slower to list and you do get faster at all those kind of things. But yeah, I definitely think 1,000 is a good thing. You spread them out per minute. Okay, per minute. So this is going to be a 24-hour loud. No, I've got to go. Did you hear me give you a plug before? I was telling everyone how you're absolutely cranking the sales as a one-man band, Philly. To stop the foxing, put those little crystal packets you find in food and medicine bottles around your bookshelves. That's a great idea, Duncan. Okay, I'll start to save those a little bit more. Hey, Mel, just home for lunch. Can't stay. Hey, PVP, thanks for stopping by. I do often forget, though, especially if it's in the middle of the day, as I like to leave it to them, almost ending them as soon as I get a natural boost near the end of the time. Yeah, interesting. Personally, I don't even look at thank you cards if someone sends me one, so I don't use them. Yeah, I used to use them before, and I did used to get comments because I used to have a little thank you card that said, thank you for your, like, I used to always make sure on those thank you cards, it made people know that I was a small family business, not like some big chain or anything. I wanted them to know they were helping a small business. So I think I used to have written on one of my thank you cards, thank you for your order. Your sale is helping to pay my child's braces. And I used to get comments all the time in my feedback. Good luck with your child's braces. So I definitely think people do read them, and if you give that personable feel to them, they can connect to you, and they feel like it's more relatable. I feel like people used to go, "Oh, I'm really glad that I bought from that person because it's helping her little kids' braces." So yeah, don't underestimate the power of something that can do, the psychological power of a thank you card if you word it properly. So yeah, but I think if you were buying off somebody that you felt like you knew or whatever, you'd be nice to get a little handwritten note. I schedule my books to go live for lunch breaks. I think people browse in their lunch breaks. Yeah, interesting. I just have been spreading mine out every half an hour. Oh, here you go. This is about my painting. Nina, similar paints. Okay. Similar, what I can gather from this is that artists' paintings are selling for $1,500 to $2,000 Polish dollars. So I'm not sure what that is in Australia. I'll have to look that up. I've been given a few mixed pricing of it, so it's a little bit hard. Maybe I just throw it up and see what I can get. Unique items have no competition on eBay, and yes, I have hundreds of repeat buyers all over the world. They keep coming back. I do sell similar. It's quicker. It's so good. I have 11 to 1,200 listings, and if I consistently list 20 items a day, my sales are usually around 15, 20 a day. That's great, Wayno. And you pretty much sell just DVDs, or are you selling a bit of a mix? I know you sell a lot of DVDs, but I don't know if you're like 100% just DVDs. Will opening baking soda boxes help with foxing while storing books? I don't know if it will help with it. I don't think you can really remove it, but you can stop it spreading, because foxing can spread from one book to the next book. So if you've got some, sometimes like I try and put the books that have got really heavy foxing, I try to put them on a shelf that's either a little bit separated or with other books that have also got foxing. Because the foxing can spread if it's not in the right environment. It's a little bit tricky. I do have a video on it. Go back. Like, it's a pretty old video. It's probably, if I watched it again, I'd probably cringe just because it's old, and I've learned a lot more about my videos since then, but all the information is definitely in that video. The reason per minute is so they are like separate listings over a time, but it also means they renew close enough together for me to end on the next cycle. Yeah, Derek, you've got a really good routine going. I think I'd love to pick your brain. I think you've got a really interesting listing routine that's going on. I'll give you $1 free shipping. There you go. I send an email explaining I'm a small business and I include my store link. People love the personal message. Oh, that's nice. I don't think I'd have time to do that. I'd rather just throw in the thank you card. Tip: you have a QR code on your buyer invoices, turn it into an image and add it to the last image on every listing. What does that do? I can see that Derek's asking the same thing. So if there's a QR code on your buyer invoices, turn it into an image and add it into the last image of every listing. I understand what you're saying to do, but I don't understand the reason of why we do that. I have the same shelves in my shed. Did you get them at Bunnings? Yes. Yep, they're all from Bunnings. I just need to get another one now. Somebody gave me the idea the other day, because my table is always here in the way and full of stuff. Somebody told me I should get one on wheels to go down the middle here that I can just wheel around. So I'm going to go in and see if I can find a wheelie table or a wheelie bench or something. And if not, I might have to get Aaron to make me one. QR codes, buyers with the mobile can scan it and get the link to your shop. Oh, okay. But wouldn't they just go down the bottom and go to your shop, go to your sell or other items, or is it it's just another way of offering that as an option, I guess? Mainly DVDs. About to make custom thank you cards with pictures of my dog and say thank you for buying from my dad so he can afford to buy my dog food. I actually think people will love that. They'll have a laugh. There's one guy on YouTube. He's like a channel that helps you build your YouTube channel. And he always says at the end of it, thank you for helping to feed my poodle or something. Because he's got these two massive, those big poodles. Like, he's got these big poodles that obviously cost him a fortune in dog food. So that's like his little tagline after all his videos. Thank you for helping to feed the poodle. I like that. Well, you've got your dog on your little logo there, so that's all going to go. Great idea. Hey, Amber, how are you? Yeah, I think you'll get that reaction like I just did. I had a laugh, and yeah, people like that personable side of it. I think I couldn't believe how many comments I got for people saying, good luck with your kids' braces, or they'd tell me the story about their own kids' braces. Some of them would message me and start telling me about when their kid got braces and how much it cost. So it's just coming down. It's like everything in life, isn't it? You got to be relatable to people. Does eBay allow the QR in the photos though? I know they can be strict on stuff like that. Don't know. I don't know, Derek. Obviously, Duncan's doing it and he hasn't been pulled up for it, but whether or not it's actually allowed or not. I don't have any kids that need braces. I love it. Righto, guys. I think I might end up, tell me if you've got any more questions, but otherwise, what is the time? How long have I been live here? I've been live for nearly 2 hours, 1 hour and 40. That's huge. I want to say on my thank you cards, thank you for supporting me to be a stay-at-home dog mum. Do it. You'll be surprised. I actually used to have multiple different thank you cards. I would have about 3 or 4 different ones, and I would put them in. I had one that was much more classy looking. So if I sold something that was more high-end, like a designer outfit or a pair of shoes, and if I thought it was like quite high-end, I would put the high-end looking thank you card in. And then I had the one that was on the braces, and then I just had another one that had like a little cleaning housewife. And I, had some kind of thank you on it that made me look like this little housewife that was working from home. So I used to put them in I used to put those ones in the anytime I sold any male clothing, I'd put the little cute house girl wife one on in the little apron. So I definitely think it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to be smart like that. That can actually be smart business. If you want Mel to chat, I can't chat. My camera's likely to run out of battery in a minute and just turn off. I've been trying to move from this webcam to this other camera to try and make the quality better, but I don't know. It still doesn't look very sharp to me. I'm I'm not very good. Considering I used to be a photographer, I'm terrible with cameras in my YouTube business. Really. Ian. Oh, you guys are awesome. Honestly, thank you so much, guys, but for this year, for supporting my channel, for following me, for all the views you give me, watching my videos, giving me feedback in my videos. It's so appreciated. And like I said, yes, this Friday morning for me, Saturday morning for me. I'm trying to work it out. One of these days, Friday or Saturday, I'm on Daily Refinement's channels. Anyway, look out for the link on Daily Refinement in the next couple of days. I can't remember. I think it's my Saturday morning, Christmas Eve anyway here. It should be Christmas Eve here and the 23rd or something over in America. So keep an eye for that. Come and join me in the chat while I talk to Chris because he's awesome. And yeah, when are we going to do beers again? Not live. That didn't go very well, did it, Dwayne? Come on, that didn't go very well. French made, something like that. Thanks so much, guys. I love it. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to go finish my Christmas shopping and do my last post until the 28th. I'm going to put my store into time away and be done. Thanks, everyone, and see you next time. Bye.